Hello. Watching us all around the world. We're here live from Believers House of Worship, and as part of the 20 years anniversary celebration, we have the Queen Hadassah pageantry that we put together to unearth giftings, talent, and amongst our young women as they espouse their ideas to the world. And tonight we having a pitch deck, what we call the big pitch, and we're going to have these wonderful young women coming to share their ideas to the world, the project they want to embark on, and to share with everyone what their dreams have been over the years. And they've been through series of training and engagement. And so we're here for us to hear from these wonderful, great, beautiful, intelligent, anointed women of God. I'm seated right on the table with great women, right on one on my left, one on my right. And I'm going to go to them. They will introduce themselves. And we're going to have the first pageant coming over to share her ideas with us. So, to my left.
Hi everyone, my name is Ayele and I'll be one of your judges for today. And I wish you all the best.
Okay, so we have Ayele. She's going to be one of our judges for tonight. And then to my right.
I'm Pastor Hannah. I'll also be your judge for tonight.
Thank you very much, Pastor Hannah. And I'm Pastor Joe. And so we're going to go for a quick breather. The next thing you're going to see is our first pageant who will come to share her ideas with us. Kindly stay tuned. We'll be right back after here. So welcome back from the break, and right here, we're starting with the first pageant. She's going to introduce herself, and then she tell us why she is here. Welcome, my lady.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hope you are doing well. Okay, my name is Helen Kwe, and I'm representing the protocol department, and I'm here to talk about menstrual hygiene. That is red alert the girls.
It's 5 o'clock.
Introduction. Welcome and thank you all for joining us today. Today's topic for the day, menstrual hygiene, challenges in Ghana, especially Techian communities. I want to use myself as an example. Techian, which is the suburb of Accra, the one close to the sea, that's where I grew up. We were having challenges with potable toilet and water. So mostly, we normally go to the seaside to do whatever we have to do. So I remember, I think I was 10, 11 or something, and I had my first menses. I didn't know anything about it. We were not taught in school. I have no idea. I was scared. I was like, my God, what is this? So luckily, my mom was there to walk me through the process. I was like, oh, okay. But most ladies there have no idea about it. And I want to use this platform to educate the ladies out there. And my vision, empowering women youth in Ghana through effective menstrual hygiene management, and also create a supportive and inclusive environment where women can thrive. Problem statement. Stigma, misinformation, and limited access to menstrual products are major challenges in Ghana, especially Teshin. And there's also a place in Kasoa, Bodrasi. That place too. I'm in this group, Obago Getter, and we normally reach out to people from that side. And when we went there, like, seriously, the young girls there have no idea and all that. So we managed to talk to people, to organize training, and also collect small coins to buy pads and stuff for them to use. Second point, lack of access to affordable and sustainable menstrual products. Example, limited availability of sanitary pads or high cost. Third point, limited knowledge and resources for proper hygiene practice. Example, insufficient access to clean water and sanitation facilities. Solution, education. Conduct informative session on menstrual health and hygiene. Example, workshops teaching girls about menstrual cycles, hygiene practice, and busting math. Promote healthy practices and proper hygiene techniques. Example, demonstrating correct use of sanitary pads and emphasizing on hand washing. Solution, access to menstrual products. Collaborating with local organizations for affordable, sustainable menstrual products. Example, partnering with NGOs to distribute reusable sanitary pads or menstrual cups, like my organization did for the Kasoa there. And also 3, establish distribution challenges in schools, communities, and churches. Example, setting up accessible and discreet vending machines in school restrooms. 3, Dela. Yeah, I also want to talk about the target market, the people I want to focus this project on. So my focus is on women youth within our churches communities. Example, providing menstrual hygiene education during youth camps or youth meetings. 2, extend efforts to schools, neighboring communities, and other churches. Example, collaborating with local schools to deliver comprehensive menstrual health and education. And also 3, ensuring all women and girls have access to knowledge and resources. Example, conducting outreach programs in undeserved communities to distribute menstrual hygiene kits. Opportunities, improve health and well-being, reduce risks and complications. Example, enhancing knowledge about proper menstrual hygiene to prevent infections and health issues, maybe giving birth. You know, ladies with, if you don't take good care of that place, you might get infections and all that. So with the help of education and everything, they might have knowledge about it. Seek sponsorship through fundraising. So organizing church events, charity, and talent shows. Example, hosting a charity runs where participants contribute small coins towards purchasing of menstrual products and stuff for the ladies to use. And also seek sponsorship from local businesses and individuals. Example, approaching local businesses to sponsor a portion of the cost of menstrual hygiene production. Maybe talk to Yas companies, Always, or Royal companies to help sponsor the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's awesome presentation. Before I say anything, I'll ask my able women to speak first because of the project that you're embarking on. I'll come back to ask questions on that.
Hi, Helen.
Hi.
I love your slides. They were very colorful. They were not boring at all, so it's a nice slide. I think you were a bit nervous. Like, try and relax. It's just us here. I think it's a good project. Knowing that in the 21st century, we still have like people struggling with menstrual hygiene issues. So I think it's a good project target that you've targeted. What I want to know is how often you intend to do the fundraising. Is this a one-time fundraising? And how often are you providing sanitary support to your target groups?
Okay. So it's not a one-time project. Like I said, I'm in this organization, Obago Getter, and there's another group also I support small. So it's not going to be a one-time something. I want to take this thing after the show. I want to continue with this project. And also, how to raise funds for them. I think I can start with my organization, help them to contribute a little to it, and also talk to church groups and also well-to-do people that I know in the society that can help to contribute this project.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I would say that you're looking good. You dressed for the presentation. Like Madam Ayele asked, I want to find out. You keep referring to a particular group. Is it that you're going to, is this going to be your personal project you're going to focus on, or you're going to, as it were, because you keep referring to?
Yeah, I keep referring to it because it's a group item, but it's not my personal group. So maybe after the show, I can create another group from using this project, which is the Red Alert the Girls. So it will be my own group, and maybe I can get sponsorship from them as well.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. It's good coming, and I wish you all the best.
Thank
The Lord
you.
be with you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So, next. So if you're watching us, we're live on Abraham Lamte, Reverend Abraham Lamte, the Facebook and other platforms. We're here with the Queen Hadassah beauty pageant, the Big Pitch, where they are sharing with us their ideas and their project they are planning to embark on. So we have our next pageant or contestant here. So before she comes, I'll just ask you to go share the link and invite others to be part of this. No, as it were, you must also vote for them. You know, if Helen Quay is your favorite, as you saw her present her project and you want to support, please, the doors are open for such support for her project. We have a number of the girls coming up to share great ideas, and so please just stay tuned and get your pen down and see which of the project and which of the girls you're going to support. So our next contestant, please introduce yourself and talk to us.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Faustina Glimebu. I'm representing the Glorious Ladies Department. Okay, so the theme of my project is using the gift, keeping the good. Growing up was a roller coaster for me because I never got to experience parental affection, and this really had a great impact on my life. I was left to hustle my way through life right after JHS. And as a girl child, I was exposed to so many things. Coming to terms with whatever I wanted to do with my life was a great challenge. After tertiary, when I started working, I was like, okay, so what can I do to increase income or other sources of income? So I learned cooking tips online, and today I'm making money from it. So this takes me to my vision, which is focusing on entrepreneurial skills development centered around the youth, and also aiding them or pushing them to tune their minds to the heavenly mandate, which is living their daily lives to please God. So the major problem I will talk about is immorality. And immorality, I would say, has affected the youth in so many ways. And some of this are peer group pressure, social media influence, high rates of unemployment, broken home, illiteracy, poverty. So these things, as we all can come to terms with, has great impact on the youth. So how best can we help them? Okay, so before I move to the solution, who is my target market? My target is the youth. Which youth particularly? So I'm focusing on the youth in the church and also extend to the youth in our host community, Teshi and then Nungwa. So my project, I'm looking at a number of 50 for the meantime, 20 which will be from the church, 10 from the host community, Nungwa 10, and then Teshi 10. Okay, so to the solution, first of all, I would like to talk about mentorship session. Before we engage this youth through the entrepreneurial trainings, first of all, they have to tune their minds or be mentally transformed that, okay, so we are willing to do this, or we are willing to engage in this project. They have to get a better understanding of whatever they want to do. Else, after the skills acquisition, they'll just go back to their old ways of doing things. So yes, that is the aim. And then how is it going to impact them? They would... Okay, so how is the mentorship sessions going to impact them? Because the mentorship sessions is going to entail so many activities which will help them better understand their individual personalities, and also help them to tune their minds to be enthused about this whole agenda of helping them acquire skills to better their lives. What is the schedule like? The first session is going to be very intense, and this is going to be before we engage them in their individual skill training. Where will the session be held? For now, the sessions will be held at the church auditorium. Who are the resource personnel? So far, I have the Director of Corporate Affairs of Coca-Cola West Africa, who is also a youth coach, and he is willing to come on board and not charge anything at all. Going forward, I'm going to speak to other people and then get them on board. Skills acquisition. We are going to focus on some particular skills, which is branding of merchandise, making of detergents, bead making, floral decoration, making of fashion accessories like fascinators. What is the aim? To enhance entrepreneurial advancement, to manage unemployment, and also to curb immorality and vulnerability by keeping these young ones busy. What is the time frame? I know most of this skills acquisition can last for 2 to 3 weeks, but because we are focused on quality, we are going to speak to the facilitators and make sure we engage them from between 3 to 6 months. After acquiring the skills, what next? We are going to monitor them and also help them with a little funds or to help them acquire some of the materials they might need to start a business. And the mentorship session is also going to continue. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the spiritual growth. So we are going to engage them in periodic Bible studies and quizzes, prayer meetings, youth retreats, outreach programs. Lastly, I'll talk about the revenue model. So the revenue model, what is my budget? It's quite huge, 50,000. How do I intend to raise funds? So I'm looking at corporate Ghana, sharing out proposals to solicit for funds, conducting street campaigns, organizing a week-long church program. Maybe we would have to sell tickets to raise money from there. And then also sharing out fundraising envelopes or cards. This, I believe, with the engagement of the youth in the church and with the help of the leadership of the church, we are going to come together to achieve all this. So this is just a breakdown of how the funds are going to be used. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Faustina. Are you okay?
I'm very fine. Thank you.
You look nervous,
Yes, a little.
and I love the organization of your slides, quite colorful, and I love the way you use the pictorial explanation to, explain what you want to speak about. Do you think this project is sustainable?
Yes, it is sustainable.
And why do you think so?
So for now, we are targeting just 50 people. But going forward, I'm sure someone would want to help if he or she should see how or the input or however the project is going. And I believe once we commence and it's going on well, we'll extend or would increase the number and then invite other people on board. Like I said, we don't leave them to go just after acquiring the skills. They are going to be monitored, and then the mentorship sessions continue. So I believe it's highly sustainable.
Okay, thank you. That will be all that I will ask for now.
Thank you.
Maybe any of them may have any question or...
Hi, Faustina.
Hello, Pastor
You're
Hannah.
looking beautiful.
Thank you so much.
I love what you're wearing.
Thank you.
I love your presentation. You were right on point. You told us exactly what you wanted to do, and that's good.
Thank you.
So let's say the 50 people you chose is somewhat like a pilot project you are doing, right?
For the ones outside the church, I would say yes.
But you said the project will continue.
Yes, please.
So then
Yes.
it continues for only
Pilot.
those in the church, but doesn't for those outside?
Okay, so it's a pilot project, yes. We are commencing and then we see how the seriousness, and then if it goes as planned, definitely sponsors will come in and then the numbers would keep increasing. So
Okay.
yes, for now it's a pilot project.
Okay, so my second question is, those that are going to facilitate the trainings, as in those teaching the fascinators and all of that, are they coming on board as sponsors or you are going to pay them for their service?
Okay, so since we are fortunate enough to have quite a number of entrepreneurs in church, people who are already pros in these skills, I would just use my office and then plead with the leadership of the church, mommy and daddy, and the all other departments, the leadership. Speak to them, definitely. I'm very certain there's not going to be any payment involved.
Hi, Faustina.
Hello.
I like that your presentation is well thought through. I'd like to commend you on taking the first step to engage the unit head for corporate affairs in Coca-Cola. That was a good one.
Thank you.
So congratulations. And I'd like to also congratulate you that you didn't let your circumstances bring you down. You've come far, and just by judging from how you are standing here, I believe that God has been good. And I'm happy that you want to extend a helping hand to those who are in similar situations. I just want to congratulate you and say that was well thought through. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, firstly, thank you so much for your time and good presentation. The Lord be with you on your journey on this Queen Hadassah project.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
You're welcome. So we thank all of you for connecting once again. So our next contestant, okay. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I love your swag. Are you okay?
Yes, I am.
Why? Did you just fly down or touch down from somewhere?
No, please.
Okay. You've been called to the bar?
Esquire.
Esquire. I love that. Tell us your name and where you are here.
My name is Antoinette Ado, and I'm representing Chauffeur. So I'm here to talk about the youth and the entrepreneurs in the church, which my theme is Redeem the Time and Empower the Future. My mission is empowering the youth through regular events and I can see. Sorry. My mission is empowering the youth through regular events and equipping Christian entrepreneurs to take dominion in the industry with faith-based strategies. And my mission for this project is inspiring and empowering the youth to live godly lifestyle and contributing to the growth of the church and society whilst being a thought business strategist consultants using biblical principle for success. This leads me to talk about this project. But before I start, in the Christendom, we have principles, which states that we have the personality of Jesus, and we have the kingdom personality, which actually talks about the personality of Jesus talks about salvation, and the career aspect talks about, the Christendom talks about career and success. In Luke chapter 4, verse 28, which talks about, which of you will build a house and first not sit and calculate? It's talking about planning. We have another Bible verse which talks about when you strike the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. It's talking about leadership. This leads me to my topic for Christian growth in youth, developing the youth. Personally, I have experiences, and this right there talks about me growing up. I was involved. I was not able to talk to my mom and my dad more because they were very strict. So I had poor communication with my parents. Just as there, I joined a gang that actually lead me into involving myself into things that were not necessary. I was a little bit depressed. So I went in and I researched on the statistics, which talks about the youth between the ages of 12 and 17 who are actually suffering from depression. We have sexual activities, which also talks about 14-year-old, my cousin who is currently 14-year-old pregnant and can give birth at any time. So I have a 14-year-old child who is pregnant, just like my cousin. And I have an old man who has been smoking, and now smoking is actually leading him into dying very soon. Peer pressure. And we have obesity, which actually leads some of the youth going through depression, going through insecurity, and they have inferiority complex to actually involve themselves in actually things involving the church and their schools. So yeah. We have wrong practice by Christian entrepreneurs, which are poor marketing strategy. Thus, we have branding of their products, which they do it wrongly, and we will educate them on how to rebrand their products, because we have good businesses, entrepreneurs in this church. So helping them market their products the right way will actually help them build their businesses. We have poor business attitudes, which are not delivering on time, disappointing customers. And then we have no developed strategy business roadmap. We have lack of knowledge acquisition. Some entrepreneurs in the church feels they have God, so they actually don't do much research about their businesses before venturing into it. But before you enter into a business, you have to acquire knowledge and understand the business, the market, and everything you are venturing into. We have laissez-faire attitude, lackadaisical attitude when it comes to businesses. Please. My target market are, since I'm actually talking both entrepreneurs and the youth, I have my target markets, which are the JHS, SHS, university graduates and non-graduate universities, and even those who have actually not acquired all this school, both not in school at all. We have the fashion designers, which are, example, the Sars Couture, Palette Elegant. We have the Latidos, and to mention few. We have the beauticians like myself, and yeah. So we have the fashion, the caterers as well here. Yeah, the graduates, SHS students, and JHS students. So please go. Opportunities. When starting a business, generate business ideas, and the ideas should be scalable. Will the business be able to grow before you venture into it? Will it be able to grow? Sustainability, will you be able to sustain the business? And then we have investment idea. Your idea should be able to attract investors when it comes to your businesses. Please go. Revenue model or business model. We have strategies that you can use as an entrepreneur. There is a statement in business that says, the lower the price, the higher the demand. So you can cut down on the pricing of your products, I came out with a discount type. That's seasonal discount. That's Christmas, your birthdays, vows days, and to mention few. We have quantity discount. That's customers that do buy from you when they buy in bulk.
Okay. I think your time is up. Your time is up. But that's good. I love the seasonal discount. So we'll come to you for seasonal discount. Which season is next for us to come for? GOP season. So that's great. I think I would say that in most times when you come for presentations like this, you must try to pick or express your most salient areas. You know, try not to, elaborate on areas that, there are places that will do the magic for you. So you must sit back, rehearse your slides, know it in, out. So you know that word to word, sentence to sentence, phrase to phrase, but I love your organization. You know what you're about. But next time, try as much as you can not to be too expressive on certain areas that you leave areas that need more light to be thrown on. So, congratulations. I love the
Thank you so
presentation,
much.
and
Thank you.
you speak well.
Thank you.
And kudos. I love so far you gave scripture analogy with regards to planning and leadership. And Queen Hadassah must know the scriptures. So, good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Annette.
Thank you so much.
And you look beautiful.
Thank you.
Professor, I love your presentation.
Thank
As
you.
Pastor Joe said, we all agree with him. You pick your most salient points and you pitch. So it's like getting a short opportunity to present yourself to the world. Then from there, we would crave to know more. I love the fact that each and every one of you so far is using your experience to help others. I'm glad the church has done a good work on you.
Thank you.
So for you, you are, let's say, a testimony to your own self before you are even reaching out to others. I pray your project will go far.
Thank
and
you.
you'll be able to impact whoever you want to.
Thank you.
Hi, Annette.
Hi.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, from the way your presentation went, although you didn't complete, I could see where you were going with it. It was well thought through, very elaborate, I must say. I felt like I was in one business seminar and they were giving me step-by-step approaches on what to do, and that was nice.
Thank you.
I actually hope that you'll be able to follow through whether you win the Queen Hadassah or not.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Manette, for your presentation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's appreciate her for such a time. So, if you're watching us, we're live from Believers House of Worship, Temple of Worship, and this Queen Hadassah big pitch where our pageants are expressing their ideas and their project for potential help and potential sponsors. So if you are live on and you can support, it's warmly welcome. And we're going to go to the next contestant. Then she's also going to come in to share what she has for us. Let's welcome. Okay. Okay. We have a contestant standing in her cladded beautiful color. Okay. So talk to us. You're welcome.
Thank you. So to begin, I would like to ask, how many of us here growing up had mentors? Can I please see by hand?
Can you tell us your name?
My name again is Elom Esi Abusa.
Okay.
So how many of us growing up had mentors? Please raise your hand if you had a mentor. Okay, so clearly in a room of about close to 20 people, it's only 2 people that had mentors growing up. That leads me to my project topic, the image in the mirror. Growing up, I really admired seeing doctors because I lived in Kolebu. I loved seeing them in their white coats, and so I always thought I wanted to be a pharmacist. And then I went to senior high school. Unfortunately, my chemistry tutor wasn't friendly at all, and so that killed my interest, even though I loved organic chemistry. And then fast forward, I applied to the University of Ghana. I got a late admission, and my parents were not in support of the courses I needed to read. And so they wanted me to wait for a year to get forms to go study pharmacy at this private school. I forgot the name, but I didn't want to spend so much money. So I went in for the late admission. I ended up doing agribusiness. Fast forward now, I'm not even into agribusiness. I'm now doing more of like business management. So what is the import of this brief summary? It is to say that, first of all, my vision and value proposition is to provide lifelong one-on-one mentorship to students, to youth, aged 13 to 19, to avoid career choice blunders. Okay, let's skip because I already talked about the problem. But briefly, as a result of these delays in career choices, parents often end up investing more than they should. And research also has said that it has psychological effects on the youth as well. And this is backed by a research that was done in Liberty University by a PhD candidate, where he interviewed 30 male African-American students. And he realized that those that were receiving mentors performed academically better, and they had less behavioral issues than those that didn't have mentors. Okay, so what's the timeline of my project? If this is successful, I intend to start to send a call out for mentors in July of this year. And then August, I open up registrations for the students. I do a door-to-door visit to the mentors, and then we roll out the first town hall meeting in October. My target market, I'm targeting adults, young adults of Believers House of Worship, aged 13 to 19. I'm targeting successful professionals who serve as the mentors. I'm also targeting influencers like social media bloggers and celebrities to push this agenda. My business model is to target philanthropists, pro bono professionals, and youth support organizations to support the project with funding. I intend to achieve traction by using social media adverts, writing proposals to potential funders, also organizing mentorship seminars for the youth just to create awareness. My revenue model is to charge 10% or to raise 10% revenue from monthly dues to be paid by the students or the parents, because there's a saying that people only value something that they invest in. I intend to raise 60% funding from investors and then 30% indirect funding from the mentors. I say indirect because they'll be here giving us their time, they'll be giving us their intellectual knowledge, which cannot be paid for if we needed to pay them in actual fact. Thank you very much. Do you please have any questions for me?
Hi, hello.
Hi.
You look nice.
Thank you.
I love your presentation. It's very interactive. Your slides are really nice. I'm not bored looking at your slides at all.
Thank you.
I want to know, but I like your timelines. I like the fact that you are going to seek sponsorship for it.
Yeah.
But what exactly led you to choose mentorship? What is the brain behind the image in the mirror?
Okay, so it's from my personal experience growing up, like I narrated. Even though I had parents, I remember my mom really wanted me to be a nurse because she was a nurse, and she was always like, so all my apparatus and instruments gonna go to waste. But trust me, I can't stand the sight of a blood or somebody like in a critical condition. So I knew it just wasn't for me. So it was up to me to actually get to that self-actualization point where I know that, okay, this is what I love doing, and then actually start reaching out to people. I use LinkedIn a lot, so start looking at people who are where I wanted to be or aspire to be. And so I feel like if every young person had the opportunity for a one-on-one mentorship from the start, and not have to wait to go through all the journey I went through, going to read agriculture, agribusiness, going to do business management, all the petty like details of my life, I feel like it would have really saved everyone a lot of trouble and made them more confident of themselves. Thank you.
I want to give you a standing ovation because you seem to know your project. You are living the project. Your presentation, articulation, your style of the way you introduce your presentation, caught the attention of the audience, and everyone was ready to listen to you. And I love what Ayeli said. It was very interactive. And so I'll say that keep pushing, don't relent, keep moving on. Okay? And I'm really happy. You did a great presentation, and I wish you all the best in your journey on this contest.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best also. I believe that if all of us got mentors, definitely many would have made better choices. So I pray this project will go far. Whether you are Queen Hadassah or not, we'll be looking out for you taking up this project. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Elom. Wonderful presentation. So, in the few minutes past, we've had Helen Quay, Red Alert the girls, Faustina, who spoke about using the gift and keeping the God. Annette, speaking about empowering the future and redeeming the time, empowering the future. And then Elom speaking about the image in the mirror. Great time we have in here. Intelligent Christian girls trying to show forth the light of Christ. So we have our next contestant standing right here. Gorgeously, beautifully. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm cool. Tell us your name and why you are here.
My name is Sarah Amonoki Amanati. I'm representing the Jewish generation of Believers House of Worship. The theme for my project is Rejected but Not Forgotten. It basically talks about ex-convict integration into the society. Somewhere in 2017 in Ho, whilst I was doing my national service, I was on my way to work, and normally prisoners are sent into the community to clean. So most often on my way to work, I meet these prisoners asking for money, begging for money. And there was this guy that caught my attention. His name is Apelete. Apelete normally asks me for money, so I was curious to know what sent him to prison. And according to Apelete, he was a shop attendant. And unfortunately, there was a loss of 200 cedis. And since he was not able to pay, he was arrested, sentenced to court, and he is serving 1 year and 6 months because of his inability to pay 200 cedis debt. So I did a follow-up to the whole prisons, and I realized it was something which is true. And since I was with GBC by then, I spoke to my boss and the radio presenters. We had a program concerning that. And fortunately for him, there were benevolent people that came on board. He was released and is now a mechanic who has a lot of employees. So that was what inspired my vision and value proposition. So my vision is when given the opportunity, ex-convicts can be productive in the system, just like the case of Apelefe. So now we go to problems associated with ex-convicts. We have stigma. One of the main challenges ex-convicts encounter in the society is stigma. They have this tag that ex-convicts are the devil's reincarnate. We don't need to associate with them. These people are evil. So they feel not welcome. There is depression. Psychologically, they are not okay. So then, they have a whole lot of things going through our mind. Meanwhile, there should be enough to be able to welcome these people in our community. But that is not the case. So in the picture we have stigma, depression, dishonor, all that. The next problem ex-convicts encounter is recidivism. Recidivism is the act of continuing to commit a crime even after you have been punished. So in the picture, you could see prisoners coming out of prison. And the same prisoners are going back to the prison because when they came into the society, we rejected them, we stigmatized them, we assumed they don't belong here. So they will go back to the society, commit the same crime, and they will go back to prison because they feel they can relate more with prisoners, which shouldn't be cool. So that's all about recidivism. And my target group is the Ghana Prison Service, the Crime Check Foundation, and other NGOs. My target group because you can't just go and announce that I'm looking for ex-convicts. It's not possible. So you have to bring these people on board, the Ghana Prison Service, NGOs like the Crime Check Foundation. So the last time I visited the office of Crime Check Foundation and I had interaction with the CEO, Mr. Ibrahim Kwaten. So there is a picture of me when I visited the place, and he's ready to support this initiative because they already have a foundation that is integrating ex-convicts into the society. Solutions: there will be intensity of education and advocacy. There should be intense education to the public. We should let them know that whatever they are doing, they should take the other people. Not all prisoners are major offenders. Some are minor offenders, just like the case of Apelefe. So that shouldn't be the case. And we also have skill acquisition. Fortunately, I spoke to Super A1 Company Limited. They train people in acquisition of skills to become in honey making, shower gel, and the like. So I'm targeting 10 ex-convicts for the start, which is very flexible. Then as time goes on, we'll bring more people on board. My revenue, I've written a letter to Richmond Construction Limited, Main One Ghana, GoFundMe, and so that other benevolent people who want to come on board can send their tokens to that GoFundMe account. So I'll end by saying it's important to give ex-convicts the chance because they can become productive in the society. Thank you.
Wow. I have to give you another standing ovation. I think this one, we all have to do that. We all have to do that. Great. I think that there's one thing that is resonating through almost all of them. But particularly, I'm enthused about your extra mile engagement. You seem to be very serious about this project, and you've taken it personal. And you're going all out and trying to do everything you can, making sure that you get this project done. To the extent, writing sponsorship to organizations for support and all that. That's great. That's great. And I know posterity is waiting eagerly, and reward is ahead of you. Congratulations. I wish you all the best on you. Your journey is getting tighter and firmer, but I wish you all the best. That's great. That's great.
get excited when I see people who share similar values like I do. I like the fact that you are being very, very proactive with your project. And this is something I personally would want to be aligned with.
Oh.
So please, whether you win Queen Hadassah or not, when you start this, please let me know. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sarah,
Yes,
I love
Pastor.
your presentation.
Thank you.
It was engaging, and it's true. There's a break in our integration system, because many of the people that are sent to prison do not even have to be there in the first place, and some just going there rather turns them into other people. So I find your project a very laudable one. As Naile said, we'll be watching out for you and we'll be supporting.
Thank you.
Finally, this is what I want to say. That's your project. If you're going to go all out, it's not going to be something that is going to be centered within Ghana. Because when you begin to, as I'm right here, you begin to getting people live on Facebook ready to support some of the projects. So you should know that it's going all out. You will have the opportunity to travel outside Ghana to begin to, I'm sure a time may come, you may stop doing your job, and this is going to be a full-time thing because you'll be traveling all around the globe to help people get integrated into society.
Amen.
Your projects looks very exceptional, and I'll commend you for that once again.
Thank
The
you.
Lord bless you.
Bless you
Thank
too.
you. Thank you. So, those of you watching us live on Facebook and all our social media channels, please, let's applaud her. Let's show some love for her. That was great. You can see how intelligent, anointed, spirit-filled young women have great projects to impact in the society. Please, you're watching us and you want to support, kindly get in touch with us and tell us which of the project you want to support, and we'll follow suit. And then, so we have our next contestant standing right there in her pinkish. Welcome.
Thank you.
Wow. Naile. It's getting keener. Okay, tell us your name and why you were here.
My name is Vaidanweki Akwete, and I'm representing the Children's Ministry. So before I start, I would like to play a short video before my slide starts.
Give me my pen, say that you know give me my pen.
Hey girl, why you didn't take a pen?
This pen is for me. It is my bottles and it's my pocket, and I maybe this pen is here mastered and put it in the bag, and I asked Ajate fellas that the pen you hold it is for where. He said give me my pen, say that you know give me my pen.
Hey girl, why you didn't take a pen?
Can you tell us what the video is about?
This pen is for me.
Okay.
It is my bottles and
Basically, a teacher interacting with two of her students who are having a misunderstanding. And then one of the girls is experiencing a very big language barrier in as much as she's in school. Okay, it's actually a funny video, but then we might play it later after the presentation. So this video would have led, whether or not it's playing, it will lead me to my project title, Raising Readers. And Raising Readers is to promote reading and community building through a library. Next slide, please. So, in as much as we are in a fast-paced world, technology and everything taking over manual, how do I put it? Sorry. Taking over the manual space, reading has been overlooked. So the essence of libraries are also overlooked. So the aim of this project is to re-establish the essence of reading, and then also to foster community building through these libraries. Next slide, please. So there's a chart of the literacy rate in Ghana as of 2023. That's from 2021 to 2023. And then in this chart, this green chart is, that is the chart from 2023. The green chart is the ratio of literate people from the age of 6 years and above to the blue chart, which is the ratio of illiterate people, or people who can't read or write in any language at all. Next slide, please. So the problem we are facing with regard, because of this, is one, lack of knowledge, because we can't read, people can't read, people can't write. It's also leading to unemployment, because if you can't read or write, it will be very difficult to fit into a space that, you know, can not necessarily employ you, but if you don't have knowledge of what you are doing, there is nothing you can do. And then that is also leading to poverty and vices in the society. And then with this, one of the problems we're also having is this space we are trying to get have inadequate facilities, though there are inadequate education facilities in the communities. Next slide, please. So this project is targeting parents, students, schools, retirees, people who are interested in finding a safe space to learn and grow. Okay, and then I'm also targeting bookshops or book producers, because when these libraries are in function, these people will have a place to foster some of their books which are not necessarily used in schools, like fictional and non-fictional stories that people can read freely. Please go ahead. Next slide. So for the project plan and design of this project, I intend to renovate a library that has been dormant for over a decade. It's called the Achieving Greater Heights Library. It's situated somewhere in the heart of Ashaman, somewhere in the slums of Ashaman. And the first phase of this project is going to experience the renovation of the place itself. I'll show you a video of the place after the presentation. Phase 2 will be installing necessary equipment and then resources. And phase 3 will be recruiting staff and volunteers who are going to run this place. Next slide, please. So the revenue models, we are going to use grants. I've already written to a few organizations that are into free books. I've written to Book Aid International, I've written to Book Bank International too, and I'm expecting responses. I've written to some local bookstores in Ghana who can also help, and I've also spoken to some influencers on social media who can help me generate some donations and some donations from their audiences. We are going to be using fundraising events for this project. We are also going to look at sponsorships. So the aim of the letters I wrote to some of these influencers is basically for financial sponsorships, because in as much as it's a simple project, it's also very expensive. Trying to get books is expensive. Parents can relate with me that getting books for their children are quite expensive. So we are going to use that too. And then we are also going to use membership fees. When you borrow these books from the libraries, you are going to pay small amounts of money so that we can keep running this place. Next slide, please. So at the end of this project, we hope that we'll be able to foster this community building and also re-establish our main purpose, which is re-establishing the purpose of reading, especially to children. Because it will be sad that in a decade to come, we are going to have children or youth who can't read or write in any language at all. It's not necessarily going to be in English language, but we are also going to look at other languages. Okay, so we hope that by the end of this project, we are going to have children and youth who will be able to read, and we are also going to have a safe space for people who will find the library very useful. Thank you.
Thank you, Vida. Pink Lady.
So yes, this is a video of Achieving Greater Heights Library as of last month when I visited the place. This is the look up the place. And all the books there are outdated. So the children or the people in the community cannot even use these books.
All right. As an avid reader myself, I find this very interesting. But I want to draw all our attention to the fact that we are doing Queen Hadassah here at Believers House of Worship. Although we want to extend our projects outside, I was sort of hoping that most of our projects would be targeted to start in-house first, right?
Yeah.
So as being one of the teachers at the children's service, I have two questions for you. The first one is currently, how are you using your passion for reading? How are you using that to help our kids at children's service?
So last year, it was part of our plan to start a reading club, which we have already started. So once in a month on our calendar, we have a day where I help. There were some books that were donated to the church. So we use some of those books, and some books were also sold to us somewhere last month. So we use those books to practice reading and sometimes reading the Bible. I devote myself to helping them read and get their tenses and everything correctly while they are reading, and also encourage them to read more.
My second question. Have you been able to identify any child with some form of language delay, speech delay, or language difficulty? Maybe as a result of, not as a result of neurological issues, but maybe as a result of non-exposure. And how are you addressing that issue?
So while growing up, I used to go to a library at Nungwa. And some of these children, by then I was in JHS, but then I experienced a girl, her name is Priscilla. She comes to the library to read from time to time. But then all along when I saw her with the books, I realized that she was just looking at pictures. So one day I approached her and asked her, is she just reading or looking at pictures? She said it in Ghana. So when I go to the library in the afternoons, I dedicate some part of my time to help her read.
My question is in relation to the children's department.
In relation to the children's department. Oh yes, I have a couple of kids who are having language barriers. Some of them live right here in this community. So I encourage them to come to church, and while the kids learn, they can also learn with them. While we read, we can also help them read.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the good work.
As Nayeli said, Queen Hadassah is starting from Believers House of Worship. So I would encourage that this reading or library thing, we could start it from in-house, because I haven't seen any of that from here. And secondly, whilst growing up, we had the privilege of the Osu Library. It wasn't that sophisticated, but it helped some of us learn reading and writing, though sometimes when the books are borrowed, they are not returned. I pray this project will go far and we'll be looking out. It's not that you are just giving us presentations. Whether you are Queen Hadassah, I keep repeating to everybody, whether you are Queen Hadassah or not, we'll be looking out that you carry this project out.
I want to, first of all, commend you and say that it's a great project. But like Na Ayeli said, for a project to transcend 8 barriers, it must first of all, like we say, charity begins at home. So we must first of all see signs and testimonies of this particular project you want to embark on. Now, a lot of corporate organizations will be glad to help you or support or sponsor you when they have seen a step. Okay, so you have most at times engaging with the Sunday school children. There are special sessions possibly you can organize for them, where that's the start of your project. It's a good thing. And there's usually a quote that you become what you eat and what you read. So what you eat and what you read becomes your personality. So it's a great project. But then, finally, I also want to say that in as much as you want to push hard to get this reading project going, I will encourage you not to give up, because the communities you are targeting is a very, very, very great project in terms of illiteracy. So you must make yourself the reading ambassador starting from now. Okay? And whether you win Queen Hadassah or not, let it be something, because this project, I am telling you, it is not limited to this four walls of this church. It's an international project. But try to research further to getting more knowledge into reading projects that have been done over the years, how they've been able to sustain it. Try to get people who have online libraries, and how you can share ebooks even to people. Okay? It's another way you can begin to share to people to begin to read. Sometimes you share ebooks to people, friends. Okay, I've read this book, it's good, it's helpful, can you read it? Okay, then you can take it from there. But I feel that the theme of your project, I wish we could recoin. I'm looking at raising reading leaders. Raising reading leaders. Raising readers is quite, but I feel raising reading leaders is a punchline where somebody will be ready to come. But congratulations, great presentation. Thank you for coming. I like your walking though. So, Mrs. Regina Amprofi, you're watching us live. You say you're watching. Please kindly talk to your people at, you used to be at GNPC, and now you're with the local government. Talk to them to come and support the reading in the Volta region area. Talk to your boss, and we'll be glad to come all the way. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting. So we have our next contestant right here, beautifully in her, I don't know which color it is. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You're looking good.
Thank you.
Can you tell us who you are?
My name is Jessica Adevu, and I'm representing Shofa.
Okay.
Good evening, gentlemen and beautiful ladies. Thank you for
Good
the
evening.
opportunity. I'm here to speak on the mindful woman. Before I start, I would like to talk a little bit about myself. Growing up, I walked on a very lonely road in life. I'm sometimes emotional about this because I didn't have anyone to talk to me, to mentor me, or tell me what is right or wrong. I stayed with relatives where I suffered. I wasn't given love. The only thing I had was my Bible. At the very tender age, I'll read the Bible alone, and when I'm wrong, I go there and I feel comforted. So here I bring to it the mindful woman. Now, the mindful woman is someone who is self-aware. She's confident. She's not oblivious about things around her. She speaks her mind. She says what she feels. Today, in this present day, ladies are seen as people that are sex objects, housewives, people that are dependent. that they can't even fend for themselves unless someone gives them. So the problem I found in the society today is, in this present day, women are less outspoken, afraid of criticism, dependable, and in our society, they are used as sex objects, etc. I found this and it's depressing. For example, when you go to TikTok today, ladies are twerking just to get money. They show their naked bodies just to get money. And I don't think that is the best, because we are made in God's image. We are God's choice vine. So I think we should preserve ourselves and then have a mentality that we are valuable as anything in this world. That takes me to my mission. My mission is to change mindset of ladies. Now, changing the mindset of young girls, causing them to think different, to do more for themselves, capable of being more, getting young girls to change their mindset will boost their positivity, making them see the world in a different view. Now, when we look at this, changing their mind, what do I mean by changing someone's mind? It's the words that you speak to them, what you say to them, what they pick from their tender age. Like myself, I had nobody, so I have to fend for myself. Now we speak to these people and they become more optimistic, confident to ask what they can do in our society. So I bring myself to organizing a mentorship program. So I'll provide mentors that are socially successful, spiritually successful, mentors that are educationally successful. We have so many women today that are successful in our society, but then not all of them went through the right pace to become successful. Some use what they have to be successful. So that brings me to my target market. So I'm targeting adolescent, primary JHS, young girls, adolescent. Why? There is a saying that catch them young and they shall be yours forever. If we talk to these girls and then we raise them up, we speak positively to them, we show them love, they will be able to walk the path of life knowing that they are valuable to and somebody really cares about them. Now, my business model. I'll organize fundraising through CSR, that is corporate social responsibility. We have organizations that do this, like MTN. MTN, they have this corporate social responsibility that they give to the young girls. They support women in our society. So I'm going to appeal to these organizations that support this vision so that they can give to our society, so that they can also have the opportunity, as some of these successful ladies have, so that they can also climb the social ladder of life. Now, another fundraising I want to do is that I'm going to organize these mentors to sell tickets. We will organize talk show for people to attend. In organizing this talk show, we will sell tickets and then we will generate funds from there to help these young girls. Now, in conclusion, I believe strongly that educating and empowering girls will make a great impact on their future, also providing them with mentors that will help harness their full potential. Below are some of the Ghanaian successful women. Example, Rita Akosia Dixon, the Vice Chancellor of NAT. And then Patricia Obonai, CEO of Vodafone Ghana Limited. And then lastly, Watima Bafo Ewa, the CEO of Star Life Assurance. I choose these people because I have read about them. They are able to climb the social ladder, and then beautifully they are imparting the words in young girls of our generation. Thank you.
Hi, Jessie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you fine?
Yes, please.
I'm trying to figure out what your slide is really about.
Okay.
You said the mindful woman.
Yes, please.
So when you started, I initially thought that we are looking at having a paradigm shift in the mind, which transcends to every aspect. But along the line, you said something about reaching out to MTN to offer some form of assistance.
Yes, please.
To the best of my knowledge, that's to offer them financial support, meaning like teach them how to fish and then they can fish,
Yes,
not
please.
necessarily giving them the fish. So I want you to make it clear for me. Are we looking at helping them build capacity in a sense that we are helping them start up their own business? Or we are looking at like a paradigm shift in the mind where we are looking at what is your importance as a woman? What is your role as a woman? How are you achieving whatever you set to achieve as a woman, and what do you need to get that in terms of certain tools and resources or mentorship? Just clarify that for me a bit.
Okay, so first, the mindful woman, I want to deal with the mind first. How you think about something shows how you attend to it. Now, if your mind is not clear about yourself, of who you are, you can't really sustain what you are going for. So first, I want to teach them as in their self-value, who they are, how valuable they can be, and how they can preserve themselves. And then secondly, I want to go on to empower them, to get them crafted, doing something on their own, to make them stand in the society so that in case of anything, they can afford for themselves and not otherwise.
Beautifully put. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jessica, so what is your target group? Because you were saying something about the youth.
Yeah.
And I think the youth as in like what age targets are you looking at?
Okay, so I'm looking at JHS, from the primary, let's say from class 6, JHS, and then to SHS. Those are the people I'm looking at.
So you are starting your mentoring to mentor them from JSS
From
through
primary,
adulthood?
yes, please.
Because I was asking, so who then handles the broken woman?
Okay, so with a broken woman, they are all inclusive, like I said. The women too are inclusive. But my target is that when we take them at the younger stage, we are able to groom them. By the time they grow up to that level, they will have that self-value and be confident and be who they are. I mean, they will not be afraid to speak. They will not be afraid to go all out for themselves. And to the women, to those that are broken, with these mentors that I'm bringing on board, they've passed through it all. And then they will be able to also encourage those that are broken so that they can also revive themselves once more.
Thank you. Can you start from the church?
Yes, please.
Because I believe there are many people here who also have such issues.
Yes, so my main target is from the church. I'll start from the church, then I'll take it out there.
Okay, thank you very much, Jessica. Great presentation. I would say that your methodology that you adopt in going all out, you may have to sit back, re-look at it, and re-strategize, because it's quite dicey with the kind of project you have. Yeah. You may have one way or the other rejections along the way, because some people may feel they are broken, and yes, they wouldn't want to share. You're getting it. They wouldn't want to open up. A lot of people have called themselves in, and they will not be willing to open up. So you have to find strategies to engage people for them to be able to be willing to go through the process and the therapeutic, what kind of ever you want to provide. But I think it's a great project. Go all out. Keep going all out and researching more and engaging people to get more ideas on the project. Good luck, and the Lord bless you. Wish
Thank
you all
you
the
too.
best. Good
Thank
for
you.
coming.
I'm so grateful.
You're welcome. So that's Jessica Adevu, representing Shofa, presenting her project on mindful woman. Mindful woman. So if you're watching us live, kindly share with us your support you may have for any of the project, and we'll be knocking at your door to pick it up. We have our next contestant right here. Hi.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Hope you're good.
Yes, I am. How about you?
I'm fine. Is that how you smile every day?
Yes.
Okay, even when you are not in good mood?
Yeah.
Hey. Okay. Tell us your name, why you are here. We are ready to listen to you.
Okay, I'm Akrofi Belinda, and I'm representing the Joshua generation in this. Okay. So, okay. I'll start with my vision and value proposition. Well, I would like to help young adults in tertiary institutions, mainly in the church, because the whole contest is starting from here. I'd like to help them within their own creative power to start businesses, because some people have really good ideas, but they think, oh, I'm not yet there, maybe I should relax a bit, and support is not really there. They wouldn't like to depend on their parents too much. So that's my vision, actually. And my next slide, please. Okay, so my next slide is basically a story about a tertiary student who, she really, really wants to be dependent on herself, but she can't. She needs parents and their support. At times, it's really hard to ask for help, usually when you're on campus, because you know your parents have a lot of things they are doing, but you can't. So she finds other means to do that. For instance, she uses other devious means, rather not healthy, as in trafficking drugs, sometimes on campus, sleeping with guys and all of that. So that's basically the storyline for that. And it's not a healthy lifestyle, obviously. So, next one. Okay, so my target market. So basically my target group would be the youth in the church, in tertiary institutions. That's where I would basically like to target the students in the church. Okay, so right now, as it stands, about 70% of tertiary students have no side jobs, as I said earlier, but they have ideas. They really want to create things, and they're not getting the avenue and the support to do so. Go to the solution for that. Okay, so this vision of mine, in supporting it, I would like to present ideas. Some people have the ideas, some have the talent. Some actually probably they have the support from home, but they don't have the idea themselves. So I would like to just, present a session with mentors, like people who are actually in that field and know what you are talking about. So they are going to give you the ideas. Okay, you have the skills to do this. Perhaps you could just, you have a piece of wood, you can manufacture a table, but you don't have, the markets are going to sell it out to, well, my family, we have maybe, the money. We have the business, we have the atmosphere and everything to shoot out that project you are doing. So, we would help you, but I don't have the talent. So just a hand in hand, you bring the idea, I bring the resources, and then we push it out there. Then we have people who can market it. So right now, the training section will basically be able to bring out the ideas in line with what the students want to do. For instance, I want to be the social media person. I can advertise what you are doing. So why don't I do that? You bring the idea, you bring the resources, then we put it all together. Together, it's a bigger idea than if one person should do it on their own. Okay. So when it comes to generating the revenue, as I said, well, I would like to solicit for funds first in the church, because it's starting from here. So I'll ask the people in the church who have the resources and the finances, who have the companies. People have companies that can help employ students, just like a side job, something that you can do for the meantime. So, yes, basically that would be it. And so Yes.
Wow. Let's appreciate her. I love your brief, concise, straightforward presentation. It looks like you're telling a story. It didn't make it like you presenting something, it's just like you're having conversation. Do you rap?
No, I don't. but
Because the way you,
I tend to be a fast talker. So.
okay, so the way you do so I thought maybe you want to, you have that ability to, rap. But you're looking good. I love your presentation. I will challenge you to go all out. Great idea. Little modification here and there, and it to be good to go. Because on campus, if you are rendering a service, business development ideas, services, and people come and you have the ability to generate ideas to give to people, it's a source of making money, intellectual property, So when you push all out, don't be limited to the four walls of the church, because as you start with the church and you're a student on campus, it's going to help you to, as it were, expand your territory. So think deeper, pray deeper, and I know you're going to go far.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
I like your smile.
Thank you.
It's the skin for me. So, can you remind me what your target market is again?
Mostly tertiary students in the church.
Tertiary students in the church. The interesting thing about your idea is that for you, you don't necessarily need to start only in the church, right? Now, some 7-8 years ago, I used to work in a hub called Impact Hub. And it was like an open office, an open space for creative minds. So there were a lot of startup companies there, or anybody that wanted to network, right? I want to suggest a tweak to your idea. I think that the way you were describing about people having resources but not having the talent, people having the talent but not having the ideas, you can consider forming a networking hub, whatever name you want to give it, right? You can get it from your course mates. You can involve people here in the church. That's what I'm saying. You don't need to necessarily start here. You can merge it. Get people from your hostels. But the most important thing, like Pastor Joe was saying, is that you need to pray about it, because people can look okay, but can be very tricky when you decide to get into business with them. But when you're able to pray and God leads you to the right people who have the right assets, and you pitch your idea to them, you can then connect different people who can start different, separate businesses, which can get you the market that you want. And then you can extend it to maybe other businesses, other campuses elsewhere. But consider starting a networking hub, right? It doesn't need to be like a fixed place. You can sell it out such that maybe you can have a meetup maybe once every quarter, pick a nice open space, sit up where you can talk about it or talk about ideas that can push the youth. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
As for your smile, I don't know. You have an infectious smile. You keep smiling. Keep smiling. Even when you are not in a good mood, you are smiling. Okay, that's good. The Lord bless you for coming, and we wish you all the best. Okay? Okay. But please keep voting. We've had Helen Quay, Faustina. We've had Annette, Elom, Sarah, Vida, Elizabeth, and then Jessica, Belinda. Belinda just walked off. So please kindly vote for your favorite contestant. We want to receive our next. Okay.
Please, good afternoon.
You're still in the afternoon, right?
Good evening,
that's okay.
ladies and
that's
gentlemen.
Okay.
My name is Laurentia Anaba, Queen Hadassah Beauty Pageant, number 13, representing the chauffeur. Yes, and my project is evangelism, soul winning, to be precise. And the theme for my project is capture, delivered, and freed. Why did I give this project capture, deliver, and freed? Okay. I'm looking at this because, let me use myself for an example. Growing up, I come from a house where the spiritual level of the house is very low. When you talk about anything that has to do with God or Jesus Christ, they will just shut you up. It looked like an abominable something. And growing up, I have noticed, not just me, most of you can attest to the fact that not all homes were raised with Christ. So, growing up, we face the consequences because there are some spiritual battles that we fight, that if we had the chance to encounter Christ very early, at our early days, things would have been much better. But the reason why I'm taking this is because I have found myself in this, and I don't want others to go through that. And because of the love of Christ, I have decided to stand for him and to evangelize, to tell people about Jesus, how sweet he is, and what Jesus can do for you, to the whole world. And my vision, my target, please, can you broaden it a bit? Yeah, this project is targeting at marketplaces, gatherings such as musical concerts, shows, and number 3, one-on-one evangelism, meeting someone and being able to approach the person in a nice manner, to talk to the person about Jesus and introduce the person to Jesus. Number 4, we can also use flyers and stickers, stick it around to introduce Christ by using this house, because this is where I'm coming from. So I'm trying in a way to sell Believers House of Worship International to the world, and not just believers, across the world. Because the Bible says we should go into the world and preach the gospel to everybody. Yes. So, please, can we? Next. Yeah. Next. Thank you. Revenue and business model. This is number 1, personal sponsorship. For instance, I use my own money to sponsor, because when it comes to the things like soul winning, it's a hard thing. You must have the heart to be able to do it. We have others who come in and complain like, okay, I want to come to church, but I don't have. Some people say, "Many are sorry attarded," because number 1, or no nankasano. The person don't know Christ, and the person has never even been to church. It's full of outing clothes, like things, indecent dresses. Yeah, and in this case, such people, I think we should have an amount in the church's coffers that it will be used to sponsor such people. The next one also, I think distance. Some people really want to come to church, but the distance. I think some of the things have not been projected, and it's kind of disturbing. Something like where we should evangelize, like the target places where you should evangelize. That is, you can start with here, in-house evangelism. Some of the people come to church and they leave. Why? Because we don't treat them with a welcoming atmosphere. So some come and they leave. But I think if we can be able to evangelize personally, one-on-one, we approach the people, the new faces we know, then we invite them, we take them to join other departments, we communicate with them. Then we get to know people like groups like the Chauffeur, media, and the rest. You can fix them there. I'm one of them. As you can see, this is an evangelism treat. We went to Texpo Market, and we had a one-on-one encounter with the people, and we knew the outcome of the reasons why some people wouldn't be in church. Yes, but I think since we are doing it for Jesus, we should come all out and do it. Yeah. So, thank you. That is it.
Larisha?
Yes, madam.
I'm happy that you chose evangelism.
Thank you.
As is the driving force of every ministry.
Yeah.
One area I would like you to take a look at is the aftermath of the evangelism. You spoke about personal sponsorship from touched hearts.
Yeah.
But what I like to look at after evangelism is what next? How are we following up with the people that we have won?
Yeah.
Right. So please, let's look at setting up, I don't know if you want to call it a department or a follow-up team.
We have that.
You have that?
Yes, please.
Are you a part of that?
Yes, please.
So how well do you follow up?
Yeah.
What's your retaining rate? How many people do you evangelize to when they come? How many people have you successfully followed up on and have stayed?
Yeah, that's last year. We went out as a team and we evangelized to the area because mostly we don't really look around us. We want to see those who are coming from other sides. So we thought of it, so we had to visit homes one after the other. And we invited some of them. And when we checked the next Sunday, even a pastor who said, a pastor in my own church, joined us to worship. And that day, he didn't stay, but I think his armor bearer stayed. And I think the armor bearer still fellowships with us till now. That alone is a testimony. Number 2, myself, personally, that was last 3 weeks Sunday. A woman was going to church. I just saw her. And I was just being nice. Oh, you are ready? Can you go to my church? Then she laughed over it. Like, where's your church? I said, it's just around believers. Say, then I said, don't worry. My last 10 CDs, I used it to pick dropping. And she came. Now she's a full member. And through that, she brought her own sister to the church. The day she also came, she was prophesied to to stay in the church, and she has become an automatic member. So with the follow-ups, we are doing it.
I'd like to commend you for taking up the mandate.
Thank you.
And for doing the good job what we've been mandated to do. And I encourage you not to stop.
Okay.
And as you have presented to us today, I pray that you would not grow weary, you will not grow tired, and keep encouraging the rest of us here to do what you're doing. I mean, if we all take up what you're doing, I think that we'll be able to preach Christ even better to everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laurentia.
Thank you, madam.
Congratulations, Laurentia.
Thank you, madam.
I believe evangelism is something that all of us are supposed to do. And I'm happy you took it up as a project.
Thank you.
I pray you wouldn't lose hope in it.
Amen.
You keep going. I pray the Lord strengthens you.
Amen.
And you'll be able to win more souls.
Thank you.
Okay, I will say that I commend you for that Great Commission act you've put on yourself. Go ye to the world and preach the gospel, and that's basically what you're doing. The earthly rewards are waiting you, as well as heavenly reward.
Amen.
But the practicality of this particular assignment or this project is the retention process. Okay, so after winning the people, there must be a proper retention process or retention strategy in retaining them. It helps your work not be in vain. But if you keep speaking to them and there's no plan to retain them.
I wrote that,
yes,
but it didn't show.
It didn't show.
Yeah.
So I wish you all the best. Go all out and keep pushing.
Thank you.
And what did you say the theme of your project is again?
Capture, delivered, and freed.
Okay. Thank you for coming, Laurentia Anaba.
Thank you. Sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll be out of your way pretty soon. So please, if you have your, make a choice of your contestants right away. We have about 2 more to go, and we'll be out of here. Hi.
Hello.
You're
Good
looking
evening.
good.
Thank you.
Black looks good on you.
Of course.
Wow. Okay. Tell us your name.
My name is Irene Ayram Norte, and I'm representing the Media, Technical and Communications Department of Believers House of Worship in the first ever edition of Queen Hadassah Beauty Pageant.
Hey, mercy, Lord. Irene. Okay. Talk to us.
Okay. So the theme for my project is Give Me Power, Set Me Free. So growing up, I happened to see housewives and then unemployed young women being abused by their husbands, all because they do not have works to do to keep them busy, and also to they don't have any financial income as well. So as I was growing up, I kept seeing these things, and I said to myself, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes, because I'd want to be independent, have my own job, and then be able to support my husband and our home. So my vision and value proposition is to empower young women with technical and vocational skills, which boils down to fashion design, makeup industry, bead making, soap making, to be able to support themselves financially, and also to create jobs opportunities for young women in the church. The next slide, please. So the problem is unemployment. Like I said earlier, the vision aims at creating jobs opportunities for young women who have no source of income, and also finding a job as a young woman is very hectic, because you might go for an interview and you are qualified to get the job, but the boss in charge will tell you to bring this then I give you the position. So when women are equipped with vocational skills, they can make their own side hustle and support themselves financially. So this is why the Give Me Power and Set Me Free project seeks to create sustainable jobs for young women and make them independent, which goes a long way to support themselves and their household. The next slide, please. So target markets and opportunity. So the project seeks to target young women in the church, and then in the long run, we partner with the branches of the church, which is in Nungwa and then Ashaman branch, so that we bring them on board and then help them with inquiring skills. The next, please. The solution. In order to support this vision of mine, I work hand in hand with business owners who are in the church and are into the vocational industry to help create workshops for these young women who are my targeted people. So in the end, the training and then the workshop organized in the church would be able to empower women and then equip them with the necessary tools they'll need to start a business on their own. Please, the next slide. So how do I create revenue for my project? So when it comes to generating revenue to fund my project, I'll solicit help from, like I said earlier, from business owners. They'll see it as a work for God and then helping to extend a helping hand to them so that these young women will have something doing to be financially stable on us or of themselves. Yeah. So after that, I'll also solicit funds from donor groups and then to equip them with the equipment they'll need to start their business. So like a startup, and then from time to time, they can have flexible payment plans to pay for the equipment they'll use whilst doing their own job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Irene. During your presentation, you said something, or if I got it right, about women who are going to get a job and the bosses ask them to bring things or request things from them before they get the job. I didn't get it right.
Yes, you got it right.
Okay, so, well, I feel that shouldn't be a reason why they shouldn't be able to pursue corporate career paths. Because I believe not everybody has the entrepreneurial spirit. Some do well in the corporate world. So I believe as part of your project, apart from helping others to get businesses of their own, you could also encourage those that are also taking up career paths, that they'll be also able to rise up on the corporate ladder.
Thank you.
Hi, Irene.
Hello.
I just want to suggest that you could partner with someone like Jessica because your vision and your mission align, right? I believe that whatever projects that we have, we don't necessarily have to do it alone. So I'm sure you've listened to everybody else here, and someone like Jessica shares a similar vision and mission with you. You can merge it to make this something even bigger. Right, thank you.
Welcome.
Irene. Okay, so I wish you all the best on your journey and on this quest, that the Lord will grant you grace to sail through. Congratulations. I love your articulation, your understanding about your project, and all that there is. I would say that go all out and get it done.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's appreciate her. We have our last contestants. Then we're going to have all contestants come up here. Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
I'm cool. Are you sure you're fine?
I'm very fine.
I love your hair.
Thank you.
Okay. Who are you?
I'm Preslana Dokwashon, representing the Media Technical and Communication Department.
Why the two of you came last? But it's okay. Talk to us.
Okay.
Gathering of purpose.
I
Talk to
would
us.
like to ask a question, then I take you through my presentation. Of what use is a broken glass or a broken pot? Okay, so it takes me to my project. I have themed a sound youth and empowered generation. Most of the times, or let me say, the Bible says the rejected stone becomes the chief cornerstone.
Where can we find that?
I have no idea.
Okay, go ahead.
But I would say we live in times where the rejected stone have been ignored. We have a lot of broken people walking about, and the brokenness have become a habit, which has become a new normal in our societies. That leads me to my vision, mission, and objectives. Now, for my vision is to birth youth who will be to birth youth who will be free from slavery of their bitter experiences to realizing their dreams. Then also my mission is redeeming the youth perishing by virtue of unpleasant encounters to their true identities. Then to my objectives, reorientation. We are going to reprogram their mind that the fact that you've had bad experiences doesn't mean you keep living it. You have to live out of it so that they become building stones instead of leaving them. Then to platform to offload. This project will give them the chance to offload certain burdens that are on their shoulders and on their mind as well. Then three, freedom from habitual acts. When these characters become encounters, then they leave long-lasting impression that become habits to these young people, myself inclusive. Then for counseling, I would ensure that I have mommy on board already and some few people in the church who will share their stories as well as help us in reshaping these young ones. Now to the background of my project, it is a fact childhood has a great effect on our adult figure formation, which goes a long way to inform most of the decisions we initiate in our lives. Many adults we see today are the fruit of the kind of seed nurtured as a child. So growing up, if you have a father who always drinks, the likelihood of you thinking alcohol is a good thing is very high, because during our childhood, that's where we develop our personalities. So that's the background of my project. Next slide, please. Now, to research on personality development, theory of psychosexual development field believed that personality develops during early childhood, and that childhood experiences shape our personalities as well as our behavior as adult. So this basically is talking about the long-lasting effect of certain habits and attitudes we pick as young people growing up. Now, some factors that influence personality are physical environment. Let's take, for instance, I grew up at the coastal belt, so we have a community where giving birth and doing like luxurious outdoorings is like a competition. Giving birth early is equally a competition. If you are like 30 years, you might have like 5 grandchildren, and it has become a lifestyle. And this is the physical environment impact that we live in. So if I had not had an encounter with daddy and mommy here, and also having strict parents, I'm sure I would have had 5 children by now. Then heredity. Let's talk about things that certain habits we inherit from our parents, our uncles, our aunties. That's to the second point. Then the third point, experiences. As we grow up, we encounter a lot of people. We had both good and bad experiences, and these things go into formation of our personalities. Then culture. During Homo Festival, you see people wear similar outfits, and trust me, some people look good during the festival, and yet their
children wear tattered uniforms. So they work hard during, like, from this time till the festival, and you see their children in tattered uniforms, and you wonder if they don't know what to use money for. But because of the cultural setting they came to meet, let's follow the trend. So I'll invest money in what I wear for this short time during the festival than rather investing in my child, who will later become someone better to take care of me. Next slide, please. Now, implementation mechanisms. We would be visiting junior high schools and senior high schools. I must say this project will not be an easy one, because at this stage in their lives, they have passed the childhood. Some were denied certain benefits that comes with childhood, and their brokenness, some might say, is beyond repairs. But looking at my objectives, getting them counselors and also people to share their experience alike to what they find themselves in, will get these people opening up to us from the junior high schools to the senior high schools. Because we live in times where that is the target of every group. So if we get them to share their experiences with us, I'm sure by the time they hit tertiary, we have mended a lot of broken minds and broken hearts, and we'll have good leaders in the country. Next slide, please. So my target audience is the youth, and age is between 10 to 25. I see this age at a point where you are taking decisions. So I want to become a doctor. From 10 to 25, you are going to take serious decisions in your life, what you want to be, your objectives, what your personality entails, and so on. And let's note that age extension is subject to case study. We might meet someone who is more than 25, but yet needs our attention. My project will still find a way of fitting that person in. Next slide, please. Now, prospective schools. All these schools that I have listed, Ganata Senior High School, my alma mater, Garrison Basic School, my junior high school, then King's Palace, I have relationship with them because of my younger brother. Likewise, the Coming King. They are all schools that I can easily access due to my relationship with them. So they are my first point of call where I can go and I'll get access to these young people.
Your time is out.
Thank you.
Your time is up. Yes, they've added. They have that. Wow. Please.
Hi, Priscilla.
Hi.
I could sleep listening to you. Your diction is very beautiful. And
thank you.
Oh, she's a newscaster. That explains it. I enjoy listening to you. A sound youth, an empowered generation.
Yes, please.
I like that you listed schools that you want to start with. But like we said to the other participants, this Queen Hadassah is for Believers' House of Worship, right? So the whole point is to start from home.
Okay, so Believers is my resource, my human resource. So I've spoken to a few people who have experiences to share with these young people in the various schools. So the church becomes my resource.
Again, I don't think the church should just be your resource.
Okay.
I've been in church my whole life, right? And I have experienced some form of brokenness. Okay, we have a lot of people here that are broken amidst our smiles and our laughter, right? So we start from here. There are people like you who look all polished and all pretty, but going through tough times. If you are able to identify some of them, you can offer that assistance with the resource here. Okay, secondly, like I told the previous person, you don't need to do this alone. There are other pageant participants who share similar vision and mission. An example is Elom, with the image in the mirror. So you can partner with her and even make it bigger. So that's my 2 cents for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also love your diction. You speak so very well.
Thank you.
I love your project. It's on point. You can understand whatever you want to do one after the other. But my little thing that I would like to add to it is that we are dealing with people's minds and their emotions and experiences. And I believe we would have to also add prayer to it, not just speaking to them. Because prayer, it's only God that does the healing. Doctors cure. Therefore, add the prayer part to it, and I believe we'll go very far.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's one more thing I want to add before Pastor Joe comes in. Although I like your target bracket, I'd like you to consider the parents as well.
Yes,
right?
I have.
Okay, well, we had to cut you short, so we didn't see that. But broken people will birth broken people, and the cycle will be continuous. So if we can find some place within your project to give parents, maybe fresh parents, even parents who even have older kids, it's never too late to learn, it's never too late to reform. So you can find some form of program for them. Get them to like have a paradigm shift in their mind. Get them to address some of their traumas, and then transcend that acceptance and change into the way they relate to their kids. That will also stop these generational cycles. Thank you.
Okay, Priscilla, I'll commend your oratory ability. Okay?
Thank you.
Think through getting public speaking opportunities. Okay?
Yes, please.
And I will also say that it's a great project, but like Nayeli said, when you see a bitter parent, they translate their bitterness into molding their children. So sometimes out of anger, they will hit you, okay, and translate that kind of energy to you. Every time you do something, your parent hits you. Not because she's angry at you, but because that's all she knows, or the father might have done something, and then in emotional intelligence, it's a transition. So father shouts at mother moves the anger to the son, beat the son move the anger to the dog. You see, so there is that kind of, so try as much as you to include all lines that are involved in this, like Nayeli said. But I'll commend you, encourage you to go all out and do more. You have great prospects, so keep moving. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been quite a tiring journey. So we want to thank all of you for connecting with us. But we still want to reiterate this point that if you have any support you want to give to any of these female contestants or these wonderful young women trying to do something for the nation, Mother Ghana, and their community and society, please kindly get in touch with us and share your thoughts with us. At this juncture, we want to have all the wonderful ladies, starting from the order of arrangement: Helen Quay, Faustina, Annette, Elom, Sarah, Vida, Elizabeth, Jessica, Belinda, Laurentia, Irene, and Priscilla. So arrange yourself in that order Arrange yourself in that order. So from the bottom, Priscilla, Irene, Laurentia, Belinda, Jessica, Vida, Sarah, Elom, Annette, Faustina, Helen, Vida after Sarah, Sarah after Elom. Sarah is quite confused now. Want to Ellen? Okay. Okay. So welcome back from the break. Right here, we are here once again from the Believers' House of Worship, Temple of Worship. We have a beautiful pageant arrayed on the stage right there. From Helen to Faustina to Annette to Elom to Sarah to Vida to Jessica to Belinda, to Laurentia, Irene, and Priscilla. Now we need 10 contestants to go to the final stage at this juncture. I will commend all of you for great work, sleepless night. Some of you will be, calling, trying everything you can, bothering some people to get your work done. I want to say that congratulations to all of you. I want you to clap for yourself. And I want to say that this is a step to greater heights. Don't relent on your us. You're going to go all out to achieving greater things. You're looking beautiful. You're looking blessed. You're looking anointed. We are waiting to see who takes the crown on the 20th of May. And so we want to announce eviction. Those that are going home and those that are going to stay on this project. Okay. So, at the end of today, we haven't four people going out. But is it going to be Helen? Faustina? Annette, are you sure you're staying? Hey, I've not gotten somebody where I said yes. I love your confidence. Fausti, you going to finals? You believe so? Certainly. Helen, what about you? Yes. Your yes is not too strong. Elam, you're already there. Okay. Sarah? Yes. Vida, you're positive. Jessica? Jessica, you're not talking. Are you sure you're going to finals? Belinda? You sure? Annaba? Laurentia? You very sure? Positive? I can't hear you. Mercy? Oh, okay. Irene? You believe you will? Persla? You are hopeful? Wow. Okay. So after tonight, we have 4 people going out. Akofa, Thelma, Elizabeth, and Priscilla Moa are out of the competition at this stage. That's the end of the road for these 4 people. Now, one of you is to join these 4 people for us to have our 4 final 10 pageants. But you have this week. Today is Sunday. By Wednesday, the next person will be announced. So it's up to you to push your weight through. Congratulations to all of you. You sail to the next stage. So go all out, push for your vote, and talk to people. We have few days to the finals. You can't rest at this point. It's back to back, no rest. Okay? Your hard work is going to pay off tomorrow, even if you don't become Queen Hadassah in the maiden edition. But I pray that one of you certainly is our new queen. So if you want to be the new queen, go out and prepare yourself. Few days from now, within this week, one more person will be out of this number. And we'll have our final 10 going to the finals. The Lord bless you all. And those of you who join us on Facebook, want to say thank you for standing with us and supporting us and being there. We would like to have your support for any of these projects that have been explained and presented to us. And then if you have any personal support you want to give to this maiden edition of Queen Hadassah, get in touch with us and we'll be glad to have it. It's going to happen on the 20th of May. You can't afford to miss it. The Lord bless you all. We love you. Shalom, peace, and life to you. Bye-bye. Can we wave? Can we wave to all of them? Can we wave to all of them? So, these are beautiful queens. You see, they wave differently. When we are doing like this, they are doing like this. The Lord bless you. Bye-bye.